We are a major customer of Fairbanks. We are one of the largest fuel retailers in the UK, so it seems sensible for us to work with one of the largest wet stock management specialists. For us, our specialism is in serving the customer. Our motto, no one tries harder for customers. So we want to be able to put all our energy into focusing on being with the customer. Therefore, leaving the specialist technology in terms of wet stock management to Fairbanks gives us the guarantee that they know what they're talking about, and if we need them, we can rely on them.
Fairbanks real-time system, or iBank, is perhaps the unique selling point. It allows us to do transactional-based analysis, and that volume of data allows us to pinpoint problems far more accurately than was ever possible before.
It's like insurance, and once you have the core product working for you to look at some of your the key things, like stock losses, then you can use the other things about flow rates and start analysing your pumps.
We lose in excess of 100,000 litres a year on 12 stores. We turn over, as I said earlier, 60 million litres a year, and it cost in excess of £10,000 for the system to be installed. And we're looking at saving at least, if not double that, in the first year of operating Fairbanks.
We always look at Fairbanks as they're our cash managers. Our money's under the ground, and we need to know precisely where our fuel's going, being so costly. We know every minute of every day it's being looked at, and make sure we're not over dispensing and losing money.
The cost of the service of using Fairbanks for services very quickly is recovered because we're able to identify losses that we didn't know we had, or perhaps areas where we could make some improvements, and that could be improvements just from one individual nozzle on one individual petrol station right the way back to a global parameter change across the whole estate. So no problem is too small, I suppose, to be found.
I think it's like having a third party, someone who's interested and understands the business, looking at your business and giving you a guidance and a warning if things are wrong. I wouldn't feel happy not using Fairbanks. We've been with them now for over a year, and for what it costs, if you work out the cost of the losses that you could have, it's just a no-brainer basically. So.
We've had nozzles that over dispense that Fairbanks have picked up, and we've had them over dispensed by around about £2,000 a year, which virtually pays for itself.
Price of fuel at £1.40 a litre, and people talking about £1.50 a litre by the end of 2012. At that sort of price, you cannot afford to have your pumps over dispensing or have any vapour loss anywhere else. Don't think of it as fuel, as cash. It goes through a pump, it's money, and I certainly think in the independent sector where margins are being squeezed, we need to make sure that we keep every pound of that profit that is available.
Sites that close, that don't operate on a 24-hour basis, they monitor any fuel loss over 50 litres. So if sites are broken into and tank drained out via bogus delivery drivers, that's monitored, and then it's reported back to myself and my team 24 hours a day.
One of our service stations, we had a sudden loss, which within an hour Fairbanks contacted us, and we found out that 8 guys had decided to break into our tanks and take 11,500 litres, to which they were caught.
I've actually visited Fairbanks establishment, spent the day with them, and the thing that struck me immediately was just the sheer number of people involved. I was stunned, to be honest. I just imagined that most of it would have been automated, but no, there are people sitting there monitoring each screen, and it's a real hands-on business.
They instilled confidence in me and being able to deliver what they said they were going to deliver. Price, they weren't the cheapest, but that almost became a secondary consideration. I wanted to make sure that we introduced a company that was going to be giving what they promised.